I'll go a little deeper into our history of what digital transformations we've tried earlier and then finally at Recruit. We've been very strong lovers of, I would say, digital automation or technology. Our organization is multiple times before the league tried to adapt technology. Recruit was our fourth application from an ATS standpoint. In the previous ATSs, while some of the products are very good and nice, what we were looking forward to do is to go to a platform one where the volumes and scale is not a problem. A lot of these products that we've used in the past, we saw that the scale was always an issue. Today we are almost sitting at 4 million resumes, and I think by every month we add a couple of lakhs, right? The speed at which we want to add the data, not everybody is sort of there. So while their speed is probably okay, but are they able to adapt to the changes on the same is one thing that we were lacking in the other products. The second important point for us to choose Recruit and successfully see Recruit's success is because of the ecosystem that Zoho brought in. We wanted to do a lot of email campaigns. We are able to do email campaigns. We connect your Recruit to email tools and be able to do that. And multiple other products. So today we use various other tools of yours, books, campaigns, and email flows, creator, etc. So the holistic ecosystem that Recruit was able to interlink and very conveniently interlink with everyone at a click of a button almost is very, very important for us. And I think that was very instrumental for us to decide as well as to succeed with whatever our implementation has so far been. Very interesting question. It's very diversified to work on a general staffing and technology staffing. Predominantly many products do not come with ability to customize as much. And I think Recruit offers a lot of customization and functionality, which are different. For example, let me just put it to perspective. When you want to do an outreach to a candidate, let's say in technology staffing, you may not want to come back and send out too many alerts and messages. And versus, let's say, in a mid-management lateral, you are fine to do one or two outreaches. And in general staffing, you may need to do more because the blue-collar workers, or for that matter, grey-collar workers, we need to reach them very differently. So the communication methods also differ. While the medium may remain same, SMS, email, WhatsApp, etc., but the way you communicate, how frequently, at what stages you want to communicate, differ for all three. Products do not come with the flexibility usually, and I think Recruit brings us that, the ability to use workflows very differently. I think that makes a lot of difference. I'm just giving you one example of how the same problem, with one of the features is there. Another angle to the same is we wanted multiple forms. When you look at collecting information for, let's say, a grey collar or a blue collar, you need a lot more details differently. For example, you would like to know whether that person is closer to the office where that person is in terms of distance, and it is very, very important. Versus in a technology staffing, or for that matter in gig, that question may not be very, very important. Or maybe. So that flexibility of changing the forms really work really very well. And you can tag those forms to jobs differently. So sometimes I've seen products where the forms are, the same for all jobs. And that sort of binds you. And I think that's very important to be able to use a product differently for 3 different layers. And that's what sort of is, some of the features. And I can add more, but I think that 2-3 key features that I'm suggesting.
Hi, I'm Bobby Das. I'm heading the IT division and technology implementation for the 2Comms group. And it has been a privilege to be associated with the organization for the last 17 years. We not only looked at the product as a recruitment tracking and support system, but it has the ability to create layers on it thanks to the agility and the workflows and the self-coding program, which is again a signature of Zoho Recruit, that we were able to interact with so many products, not only email as a communication, but using messaging and common IM features as well. Now, based on those, our ability to reach out to candidates, increase the candidate engagement, and how each candidate today gets to know that, okay, I have succeeded or I have not succeeded. we have really moved away from the dreaded word that we will call you back or we will let you know. So the experience for a candidate is very transparent today thanks to Zoho Recruit. The same change has been brought towards the client side also, where we were previously sending mismanaged mails, maybe with attachments and all. Now we get to know what is the data, what we have, what we don't have, and we are able to make it a concise snapshot and share it across to the client. The availability of a client portal also helps us that if the client is interested to connect to us on Zoho Recruit and share the feedback, they have the opportunity. This has opened up so many avenues with a major part of our organization moving away, that we do not now spend a lot of time into a lot of lead gathering where my operations, my actual recruiters were spending time. We have been able to centralize and standardize the process so that the system available within Zoho Recruit, which allows us to post to job boards or to reach out to candidates externally and create so many channels where applications are coming in automatically, that helps my recruit to have a channelized, structured and already assessed candidates. So that gives me a benchmark from where my recruiters focus on what they are here to do, to take the candidates, speak to them, assess and give them jobs.
Hi, myself Shreya. I head the candidate lead generation and the client lead generation at TwoComs, and I'm heading this function as of now. And Zoho practically is everything for us. If I talk of a life of a recruiter, it cannot be thought without Zoho Recruit. Why? Because starting from mail to sourcing, everything is Zoho Recruit for us. So while we've used multiple ATSs before also, but Zoho Recruit, I'll just talk about the major difference which Zoho Recruit has made for us. The life of a recruiter, how it has become much more easier for us, has been, first point is, a recruiter, the major challenge a recruiter faces today is calling so many candidates multiple times, reminding them. Today, all this is not required via the workflow feature which is inbuilt in Zoho Recruit already, wherein we can send alerts via email, which is an inbuilt feature, and also we have other features like WhatsApp, which is an integratable feature where we can send reminders multiple times, even 15 minutes before an interview, a person gets a reminder. And also if we have to market our jobs, so if supposing a candidate has become unqualified or has not, qualified for the interview, we can share via one link. So every job can have a link. So that just a link has everything, a job description, the JD, the eligibility, everything is there in that link. And we can market our multiple 2-3 jobs, whichever is relevant for that person, via at email or on WhatsApp, where a candidate interaction is not required. That is the first point. Second is, more than application, there are 1,000 applications per day which is coming up for each of the jobs. But today, what we need is, what our client needs is a qualified candidate. The best feature for a recruiter, what it is like, they get filtered leads. How? Because in that link, we have an assessment which filters the candidates. So that is how the impact comes to the recruiter. Apart from this, supposing a candidate has applied, okay, so while there are 1,000 candidates who apply on a day, but it's not possible for the recruiter to call 1,000 candidates. We also have an inbuilt feature via workflow where we can ask them to call. We just send the call number via flow and or via WhatsApp, email, and the candidate can directly call and talk to the recruiter. This is how we have improved our performance, because the candidate experience has become better and also the recruiter connect with the candidate has become much better. I think from the sourcing point, I think you can take over now.
Hi, I'm Diksha and I'm with TwoComs for the last 12 years. I am currently managing the L&D division with TwoComs, and Zoho Recruit has been an integral part for us, and I have been spearheading the migration since we transitioned into Zoho Recruit. So earlier platforms, we had a lot of issues where the user interface was complicated and the data was not streamlined, but Zoho Recruit has made that easy for our recruiters. Specifically, like my colleague Shreya just mentioned about a lot of data coming in and candidate information coming into the portal. What do we do about it? How do we utilize it? So what recruiters are being able to do now is leveraging the advanced search features that they have. Via search is there, and there's semantic search. So various kinds of searches made available, which we train them on, and they're being able to get the best candidates out. So even if a candidate has probably applied for a job 4 months back, 5 months back for one particular job, we can actually reach on our database and, reach out to them for a new job with similar, skill sets. So I think that optimizes our searches, and we're being able to attract top talent using advanced search. So I think that is a very good feature that we are leveraging. Also, we're being able to hit out with the competition because it's all about TAT, right? So when we're looking at different job boards and we're sourcing from there, the automatic parsing feature that we have in Zoho is so seamless that all the data comes into the fields of the database immediately without any manual intervention. So that helps us to reach competition faster and better also. So I think that's one feature that we truly love, Yeah. And I think I forgot to mention about the calling feature, which is integrated with Zoho. So earlier we used to have to always pick up our phones and, dial the numbers, etc. Recruiters save time by just clicking on one button from Zoho Recruit, and the call connects to the candidate. So there are features that can actually help us to directly reach out candidates, call them from the system itself. And as a training manager, we're being able to audit those calls also and look at, enhancing the call quality, because that feature is there in Zoho Recruit. So that benefits the recruiters a lot.
Why Zoho Recruit? While I've, talked about in my earlier discussions a couple of other features that you said, but I think one thing that as a customer, very, very important is how's the team on the other side, right? What are the people like? Are they listening to you? Most of the tools work with maybe 200 organizations, 300 organizations. Features are there in many of the, I personally, I feel that most of the organizations carry the most basic features are there in all the products. But what makes an organization or a product very different is their ability to work with us as a customer and continuously work and engage with us in such a manner that our teams are able to adapt to the product. I think that's very, very important. So I think my recommendation for people for Zoho Recruit would be, because we worked with the people, we've seen that your teams, whether the technology team, the customer service team, are listening to our problems, and not always you can come back and solve the problem, but you need to find a way around certain times, probably give your way around. I think that communication and ability to collaborate and is very, very effective. I think that's why Zoho Recruit. So I think 2 points. One, ability to communicate so much features, and the team. I think these are 2 points which clearly stand out.